Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking open a highly classified dossier on literally the most ruthless syndicate to ever claw its way to the top of the Calico City underworld. We've got leaked files, intercepted audio, and character profiles that read straight out of a blockbuster movie. So get ready, because we're piecing together the rapid rise, the iron rule, and the ultimate shocking betrayal of a feline cartel that ran an entire city. Okay, let's dive straight into this recently recovered audio wiretap. This chilling quote right here perfectly sets the stage for our deep dive into the Whiskers 5. Just think about what this actually means for a second. In the Calico City underworld, loyalty. It's a complete illusion. Power is the absolute only currency that actually matters. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the Whiskers 5 Syndicate. Just picture the scene outside their home base, the infamous Pussycat Lounge. You've got the sharp pinstripe suits, the fedoras, the heavy artillery. They projected this absolute stylish dominance. Behind those flashy neon signs for the Catnip Palace fronts, this displaced crew from Whisker City managed to establish a truly terrifying foothold.
And they built this entire empire on one very specific, highly lucrative product. 100% uncut raw milk powder. It's a premium grade of catnip. They didn't just casually participate in the local economy. They completely saturated the urban market. By using these high-risk, extreme discipline tactics, they rapidly transformed from migrants into absolute apex predators. Like the wiretap said, they own the streets, and they own the fear.
Moving right along to Section 2, the syndicate hierarchy. At the absolute top of the food chain, we have Bartholomew Fat Face Whiskerell. He's the master strategist, the smuggling monopolist. Operating out of the super-exclusive Gatsby Club, he actually rose to power after the Great Purge of '28. And he's never seen without a premium catnip-cured cigar and a loaded pistol. Fat Face doesn't just run the city, he literally owns it.
Directly beneath him is the shadow dealer, Blackface. Out on the streets, they call him the Claw of the City. He's the tactical enforcer of their high-grade division, keeping everyone in line with a legendary paws-on ruthlessness. You see that signature B medallion? It's basically a grim promise of order to anyone foolish enough to step out of line.
Then, orchestrating these incredibly complex scenarios entirely from the shadows, we find the Milk Baron, White Boy Kitty. His codename is the Architect. He's this intelligence operative whose icy demeanor basically demands absolute silence and loyalty. Always sporting flawless white pinstripes, multi-layered gold chains, and this custom gold engraved pistol. His personal code is simple but deadly: loyalty above all, and silence is golden.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Shadow Operations.
When you break down their roles, you really see how these highly specialized positions created a lethal, well-oiled machine. Strategy, enforcement, and intelligence are strictly handled by those top three. But to actually execute the high-stakes groundwork, they rely on two incredibly vital operatives.
Enter KC, also known as Casey or the Ginger Gunner. Get this, he was found in a dumpster as a kid, and this ex-stray grew into a brilliant, cold-eyed strategist. Handpicked by Blackface himself for his analytical mind, Casey commands all of their logistical movements. The dossier officially labels him the indispensable, strategic claw of the entire operation.
And then handling the psychological subterfuge and the high-stakes negotiations is JoJo. She is an absolute master at blending into elite circles, usually armed with a custom vintage submachine gun with a wood stock. Embracing her title as the sexy pussycat of the Whiskers 5, she is a highly dangerous mix of beauty and lethality. Her dossier literally includes a stark warning to approach with extreme caution because her methods are entirely her own.
Now for the twist. Section 4, the Rise of Scratch. Listen to this direct, almost cinematic confession from the wiretap. The cartel thought Scratch was a nobody, right? Just a stray watching from the gutters. But in a city where you either eat or get eaten, Scratch definitely chose to eat. He bypassed the street muscle entirely and boldly stole their legitimacy right out from under them by targeting the one thing that actually mattered, their financials.
Let's quickly trace his exact path to power. Phase 1, he just observed and learned their weaknesses. Phase 2, the execution, stealing the actual lifeblood of the cartel, which was the ledger and the money. In Phase 3, he didn't just become another street thug. No, he formed Scratch Enterprises, pivoting from selling raw milk to selling legitimacy. And finally, Phase 4,
He used that sanitized power to buy access to the cops and the mayors, effectively purchasing the entire city infrastructure.
Scratch struck with perfect, merciless timing. The old guard was incredibly vulnerable at this point. The once untouchable Fatface was sick, and the fearsome enforcer Blackface was broken. The old regime honestly thought they could use Scratch as a puppet, completely underestimating him until it was way too late. Scratch didn't just take over, he became the absolute future of the Calico City underworld.
And finally, Section 5, Betrayal from Within.
Scratch's own audio recordings from the end of the wiretap reveal this dark, super paranoid realization. He basically admits that they were right all along. Power doesn't actually protect you, it just makes you a massive target. All that legitimacy he bought, it couldn't shield him from the very culture of treachery he used to get to the top in the first place. He discovers a traitor within his own trusted inner circle. Someone very close to him is intent on seizing the empire for themselves. Scratch realizes, much to his horror, that the new family he built to replace the Whiskers Five is already rotting from the inside out. So, the ultimate question hanging over Calico City, and over all of us looking at this evidence, is who is the traitor lurking in Scratch's house? Is it a remnant of the old Whiskers Five looking for some cold revenge? Or maybe a new opportunist playing the exact same game Scratch played?
We're going to leave you with this chilling final sign-off from the recovered audio. The Calico Crew sends its regards. It is terrifying proof that the old Whiskers Five family never, ever truly forgets, and their shadow still looms so large over the city. What do you think happened to Scratch? Let that sink in as you review this dossier. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the Calico City Syndicate. I'll catch you next time.